Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with another AMA. We're in Faux in Kingston, just having some food. We've had some lunch, so we're fed and energised. Just chilling with Janicke. We did a little walk around. It's pretty cool. Did some shopping but didn't really buy anything. You bought some clothes from Uniqlo. I bought a couple of little treats from a Korean food store for a couple of friends. Won't say what friends, they're not allowed to know in advance. Got a couple of things to answer. I thought let's do it in a different setting, give you a little bit of a different backdrop. It's nothing crazy, like we're just general chat, but a couple of questions that were proposed to me. I don't know, Janicke, do you want to hold this or do you want me to hold this? So, literally, just a couple of questions, and they involve Janicke as well. Would Janicke be open to talking about her experience being with a professional bodybuilder? Also, can you confirm the spelling of her name? So I'll confirm the spelling of her name first and foremost. It's Janicke. I have to ask, obviously the question is just like, it's not really a question, it's more just an experience thing, like, what's it like? Is it a pain in the arse? There's loads of bad, there's loads of good, there's a bit of both in there.
What you do is very selfish, and you have
you
to
don't
be
really like bodybuilding, do you? Think it's quite unfair on us?
Yeah, but despite like me liking or disliking, obviously I met you when you were a bodybuilder and I knew what I got into, and I trained myself, but I have no intention of doing a diet or compete because I really don't like it.
Yeah, you just like training hard.
Yeah.
And you do train hard.
No, but to live with someone like you, I think you yourself, you have to be an independent person. I think you struggle if you have to like rely on you too much because you are selfish with your time. It's your time and it's always on your time.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm selfish on my time, but it's not. I don't hold you to my time, do I? I hold me to my time. I mean. So yeah.
So you need to be independent and be happy to go out and get dinner on your own because your partner can't come to dinner.
Yeah.
And actually, sometimes I'd rather go on my own than to just have James sitting there being miserable, looking at the food. His whole body language indicates that he wants to be everywhere else but there. So yeah, that's another thing. Patience, understanding.
I'm very much.
It goes on that responsibility falls on you as well because you know if you get into a bad mood, you know your emotions. You can say it. I think it's difficult to be with someone that's very turbulent in their emotions and they don't identify it themselves because then you will have to tiptoe around them.
Yeah.
And luckily, you know when you need
I say, don't I? I'll say like, sorry, I've been a dick today, or I'm being a dick. I'm going to put myself away in the room. Like if I'm being a certain way, which sometimes comes with bodybuilding, especially as you get closer to a show and you're taking certain things and calories are in a deficit and you're doing a lot of training and shit, just gets repetitive. Put it that way. So when it gets to that point, sometimes it does rub off at home. Life can be a bit monotonous. Always do try and focus on what you have, but it doesn't always help because when you're living in it and life's on repeat and you've got to get up at the same time and do the same crap, it gets a bit boring. And then sometimes the only person you have to take that out on is yourself or the person closest to you. And obviously I live with Janicke, so sometimes I come home or wake up in the morning on the wrong side of bed. But I acknowledge it. I do say, sorry, today's one of them days. I'll go and put myself away on the PC and play Call of Duty and keep myself to myself. What's the pros then? Like you're saying just cons. What's the pros, man? Is there any pros?
who you are. That's obviously why I'm with you.
Yeah, but what's the benefits? The fact you don't have to cook for me, is that a benefit?
Yeah, I hate cooking.
She's never had to cook for me. I've never asked her to because a bodybuilder's self-efficient, cooks for themselves.
But I clean the house. I clean the kitchen 3 times a day because James is messy.
Oh, you're a senior.
I have a gluten allergy, and now in off-season, James eats bread, and there's bread everywhere in my kitchen.
I try to put 2 slices of bread with each meal with butter on because I love it.
But regardless of that, I still have to clean every time. I go into the kitchen to do something, I clean the kitchen down before I start because you've been in there.
One thing that's very good, so bodybuilding, luckily I've got into a position where I'm doing okay. When we go out food shopping and stuff, if we're going food shopping and I say, just put the stuff in cart, don't worry. I do that most of the time, don't I? I never ask you for money. I would never buy food for me and Janicke and be like, look at the bill after and be like, you owe me this. Never. And bodybuilding's grant me that position. I have to be very thankful to bodybuilding and my sponsors. Obviously it's been hard work to get there, but luckily the lifestyle bodybuilding has, for me at least, given me an opportunity to feel like I can provide. I don't know if that's just a personality trait, but it's mostly from the position I'm actually in because of bodybuilding. It's granted me the power, thankfully, to be able to do that.
Now it sounds like I'm this bum and don't do anything.
No, you do. Janicke works in banking, but there was redundancies in the UK. Well, she's helped me a lot. She's kind of managed putting clothing, like putting all that stuff together, helping me with organising stuff. Obviously, when I travel and stuff, she helps book literally everything and plans out our charter. Travel that we got going on this year. Janicke plans it out, speaks to the people, even though they're my friends. She looks over contracts and stuff. So we're flying out in February to go and see friends. We got to see Chris and Alexia. You'll know Chris from the AMAs. And then we're going to see a friend of ours, Juice, and his family. Juice he's the barber for Redcon 1 back in the day, but he cuts people's hair. Martin, Fritz, loads of people's hair. He's really cool. He's one of the best people on the planet. He's in Florida, so we'll be seeing him as well. So we're kind of going out in February to see both. But logistically, I couldn't arrange that. That's where Janicke steps in. Janicke, is great at booking stuff in advance and just getting things organised. So I suppose I'm talking about her more than she's talking about me. There's not many pros to me, is there, really?
But one thing kind of we always said since we got together was we don't need each other.
No.
We want to be with each other, because I think that's probably why the relationship works as well, because you're not dependent or reliant on each other. It's nice to have you there.
Yeah. Nice to be able to wake up in the morning and you can go and do a complete day by yourself. Most evenings we sit together for a couple of hours, then I disappear and play online. But I think we have a good amount of time together, especially since Janicke's been working at home. Janicke's been not working at home, but helping me out. What else was it on the AMA that I was asked? It was something about any shows planned this year. There's none.
Traveling.
Travel, grow, improve.
Spend time with me.
Spend time with her and friends. Like, I could have probably done this at Arnold and maybe looked better than the Olympia, because all I would have to have done is got tighter, but it's just not enough. Every single year we've competed, hasn't it? It's been like push to try and squeeze in as much progress as possible within a year period. I haven't had a year off from competing since 2010, and honestly, I think for me to be able to go from where I am to being a little bit better, I need some time. Body probably needs a bit of rest from all of the anabolics. Probably needs a little bit of a change with the training and mindset just to freshen up, to fall in love with the process again. I got to a point where I was like, Jordan, I don't know if I want to compete. Honestly, I said to Jordan, I was at his house, I said I might be done after this Arnold. I was like, I'd be happy if I can do this Arnold and look good, and then that might be me done. Obviously things change, prep does that, it makes you feel a certain way. We all know that to improve in bodybuilding, it's not just how hard you work. A lot of it's what you take, and when it's what you take, and what you take the more of a lot of the time leads to these problems occurring, you think to yourself, what the hell am I doing? Like, why am I going to proceed if inevitably I'm going to have to take a certain amount of things and cause a lot of harm? So this year me and Jordan really tamed the approach, and that's why I said I might be done after the Arnold, because I said if we get a good look out of what we're doing, which is very minimal, I'll be happy and be able to walk away. But it's kind of had the opposite effect, because we did good off of doing minimal. So now I'm like, oh, okay, maybe my career can be longer than I thought. So that's why there's no shows this year. I need to tell myself that and remind myself that, because I do get itchy feet. And it's not because I like being on stage, because being on stage isn't the funnest part, but it's just that I like seeing progress. And it's hard to see progress sometimes in the off season, isn't it? You know, you just get like kind of fatter, softer and stronger, but you can't really see what's going on. Well, because I haven't trained in a way that I log my lifts and progressive, I haven't had that, what's that, small term satisfaction, you know, when you get like results. And, you know, my advice to anybody is that if you're training, always have a goal and log what you do, because then you can see the improvement. And I'm the worst at doing it myself. I go to the gym and I don't even have a book on me, and I know I've been rambling, but that's what this is for. So this year, just planning on seeing a few people. So now, yeah, instead what we'll do is go at the end of the month, go and say hello to the family over there, and then in February we're off to Dallas and then Florida. So we've got travel the first 2 months of the year, like I say, to catch up with friends. We'll be doing some content with Chris for sure. I do have a podcast coming up with Chris as well for this channel. Just keep an eye out. Hopefully it's an interesting one. Chris is a wealth of knowledge. If you don't follow Chris Tuttle, honestly, it's really worth it. He's one person that I would honestly trust with my nutrition, my drug protocols, life experience, like asking him for advice on anything. He's a very sound person with his head screwed on. Very fortunate to be able to call him a friend. And you guys are very fortunate to have access to him, because honestly, like, he could charge whatever he wants to charge for the information he has in his head, because the man is honestly super intelligent and looks great still. I'm gonna have to ask him some tips. Someone asked me what the 5 top beards in bodybuilding are. Of course, like, mine when it's fresh is number 1. Flex Lewis is number 2. Guy Sistanino comes in at a good 3rd. Fuad Abiyad maybe 4th, and then 5th Frank McGrath, short beard. So that's your top 5. If you don't like it, disagree, comment below, give me your top 5. There are some other good beards out there, yes there are, but I'm also looking at personality of the person and the whole picture. Mine isn't first really, is it? Damn, that's just ego. That's just me trying to protect myself. That's been another AMA. Janicke, anything to add?
I'm not very good on camera.
So yeah, just let us know if you want to hear more from both of us. Janicke's always happy to kind of jump in and chime in. I'm very fixated on a way of thinking, so it's probably good that she's present, because then you can speak to someone outside of this box. This box is probably a bit messed up. Anyway, from us at Foe in Kingston upon Thames, we wish you a great day. For all of you that do appreciate this beating around the bush talk that I do, where I talk for too long and try to motivate, we'll catch you soon on the next one. It sounds like Dragon Ball Z. On the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. I'm going to leave it there. Bye-bye. Peace.